Anyway, oh, you were here, Kevin. Sorry. I was I wasn't paying attention to the chat and trying to keep up with that because I was so panicked. I hate that feeling. That's why I was kind of apprehensive about even doing this today because I just hated that, knowing that people were waiting and I had scheduled it and they were nice enough to come in and join my live. And here I don't even know what I'm doing and I can't get the thing to start and it's 4 minutes late starting and then there's no sound and it's very bad feeling. But anyway, and I tell you what, I'm going to start at 3 and I'm just going to pretend I'm making a video. And if y'all want to watch, that's great. I appreciate it very much. And we'll see. I guess I am making a video because I went live. That's right. This is going to be on YouTube, the early start and all. So, yeah. Oh, Troy, I hope you didn't do that because of me, because I doubt a lot of the people there have no idea who I am and will not likely be coming here. But I don't know. I guess I made a record of this starting almost 8 minutes early, and it's going to be included in the video. Oh well. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate you, and you comment on my videos a lot and watch them. It's very good of you. And Troy's here. Troy, I hope that you didn't end your lives just for my sake. But anyway, I appreciate it. And Mrs. Adventure America. Wow, this is so cool. Okay, hey, it's 3 o'clock, so I need to get started, right? And I'll try to watch a surfer. I'm glad you came, a surfer, because you are going to be mentioned here. You kind of play a part of this. And yeah, so let me get started. And I'll get to that. That's kind of the second part. The one thing I do want to tell everybody is I promise this is not going to be a real long thing. For one thing, I want to watch the Masters. And secondly, it's Sunday afternoon and everybody has things to do. But so the whole deal with ripping vinyl, just kind of set it up. And I will talk a little bit about a surfer there. He has introduced me, or I've come to know about the ripping, right? So he does the packs of Pokemon cards and baseball cards, trading cards, football, baseball, basketball, and other stuff. Things I didn't even know they had cards for uh, TV show stuff and cartoon stuff, just a lot of it. And I'm really not into ripping cards or in the cards or whatever, but he's so enthusiastic about it, and all the people there, I just enjoy watching. And I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. So I thought, yeah, I have this stack. Here's what I have. I can't pick all of it up. It'd be kind of heavy. But that right there, what's happened, and if any of you watch my channel, I know some of you watch my channel, I got the vintage stereo because I had found a couple of boxes of old albums, right? And I needed a way to play them. And I bought an Amazon one and it was no. So I put together this vintage stereo like I had in the 80s. And I love it. Most evenings I spend some vinyl and I really enjoy it. But my little collection of mine and my wife's old albums was not enough. And I'm not going to keep buying and collecting albums long term. I'm trying to build like a couple of crates of classic rock and a crate of classic country and one crate of other. I like some blues music and some things that would more be considered pop, like somebody like Elton John comes to mind. I like Elton John. To me, Elton John's not classic rock. He won't be in my classic rock album, even though his music was played on those channels. But anyway, that's where this comes from. I source albums, meaning I buy albums, generally speaking, 3 different places, 3 ways. And the whole thing that ties back to A Surfer, how he rips those open, I'm going to rip these open. You might say, well, it's different because he doesn't know what's in those packs. It's a surprise. Oh, cool. We got a Pikachu. I know a Pokemon's name, Pikachu. And I learned a couple other. Yeah, there's another real desirable one that they always looking for, but I can't remember what it is. Well, here's what one of the places I get albums from is called Collectco, and it's right here on YouTube. Collect space CO. And Monday through Saturday, what they do, the auctions albums. You got this guy Chad, and he's got a crate of albums in front of him, and he thumbs through them and gives you the prices. 75% of them are music I've never heard of. It's stuff from the 2000s or 2010. I don't know, just, but once in a while or along the way, the classic albums of my youth of the 60s and 70s and early 80s and classic country comes up, and I either buy it, he sells them, he'll have a price like this is $15. And he gives you the condition, and they don't sell poor, scratched up, old, worn out albums. They're all like in good condition, very good mint. And if it's one I want and the price seems right, then I buy it. He auctions some other ones. It's kind of, even if you're not wanting to collect vinyl, you should go check out Collectco. One, they starts at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think he's in Tennessee, so that would be Central Time. And ends at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, whenever he gets done. And it's kind of interesting to watch. Let me get started here. So the reason that this is kind of like Ace Surfer ripping those packs of cards, this stack this goes back for 2 or 3 months. I've been getting stuff from Collectco, Discogs, which is a site, an online site where people buy and sell albums. It's kind of like eBay, only it's only albums, only music. And the third place, I'll go ahead and throw it in there that I buy stuff, is at garage sales. Like this weekend, I bought a Charley Pride album for $3.50. It still has the shrink wrap on it, and I pulled the vinyl out, and it is in very good condition. To me, that's a good find. That's a good album in excellent condition. So I don't know what's in this box. I don't know, kind of, general idea, but I could not tell you what records that I wound up buying. So here we go. This is my first vinyl rip. So if it makes sense now why this is called vinyl rip, and this is in very good packaging. You know what? I probably should have opened up this packaging ahead of time. I didn't even think about that. But some of these would be hard to get open, and I sure don't want to damage the album. Well, this is less than ideal for it to take me 15 minutes to open the first one. Okay, what's in here? This is, oh, very good. Billy Idol, Vital Idol. I love Billy Idol. White Wedding, good song. Money Money, Hot in the City, Dancing with Myself, good song. Best for Fantasy, To Be a Lover, Love Calling, and Catch My Fall. So, one night, apparently, the price on this Billy Idol album was good, and I liked it, and I wanted it, and so there we go. There's Billy Idol's first off, the first one. There we go. I got me a little rack here. I don't know if you'd be able to see that or not. Try to get better at opening these. And let me just go look and see. Sorry, so Tiffany, BC Sports Cards. Hi. I want to tell you something. Anybody that I look back and reread this, and if I see you in the chat and I'm not subscribed to you, I promise I will go check out your channel and drop you a subscribe and everything. IBC, Italian Bushcraft Cooking. Go check that dude's channel out. It's cool what he does in Italy. It's beautiful, and he does cool stuff, and he cooks good food, and he is a super nice fellow. So what do we have here? And there's going to be a wide variety of music that comes up here, I'm telling you. Okay, the Essential Johnny Cash. I think you can imagine what that is. I'm not going to go through all the songs. This is a 2-album set, and it's like all the greatest hits of Johnny Cash. And this is not an old classic vinyl album. but it's one I certainly wanted to have in my collection. Whenever Johnny Cash comes up, I always think about Scott Baker. Scotty Baker was a friend of mine when I was a kid. When I was young, his daddy and my daddy, they they wrote together. They rodeoed together. Scotty Baker was about 3 years younger than me. So imagine I'm about, say, I'm 8 years old, and Scotty was about five, and he got into this deal. So Johnny Cash would always open his show, albums, concerts, whatever, is this deal. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash, and then he rolled into Folsom Prison Blues, right? And Scotty, he didn't know how to dial. He didn't know people's phone numbers, but he had figured out if he dialed zero on the phone, it was hanging on the wall in their kitchen, and it was so high he couldn't reach it. He had to climb up on the counter and get that phone, and he would do the zero, and the operator would answer, say, "Operator," and Scotty would, in his deepest voice he could, he was do his Johnny Cash imitation. So it got so bad, the phone company had to call Joanne and Dave, his parents, and tell them, "Hey," so it was something like, "Your kid has called the operator 41 times this month and said, 'Hello, I'm Johnny Cash,' and hung up, and we need that to stop." I always thought that was funny. Okay, sorry. So I get sidetracked. Sock Monkey tells me I get off in these. So I just what I think about when I think of Johnny Cash. So I got a problem here. This is something that I ordered from Discogs, and it came from Newcastle, Nebraska, and the post office has put some tape on it, and it says received in damaged condition. That's not good. So the post office tells you when they got it, it was damaged. Is that the deal? Or they're saying this package is damaged and we didn't do it? I don't get that. Because when the guy handed it to them, obviously I wouldn't think he damaged it before he dropped it off at the post office. So why would the post office put something that says received? Oh, maybe the post office here put that on there because in transport, I kind of get it. Let's see what it appears to be okay. This Fleetwood Mac Rumors. It is not in excellent condition, but according to the ad, the post, this was a really good price, is why I bought it. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. Almost every song on here is awesome, and this album is supposed to be in very good plus condition, and this is the chances you take when you buy things from people on eBay. And this happened. It's unfortunate. See that? That's not good. I will play it, but that is going to affect the sound. Sometimes you can see little scratches and imperfect things on an album, and you can't hear it on the sound. And look at that. Right there. That's bad. I'll have to check that one out. That's unfortunate. That the damage to the packaging is not what damaged this album, though. The guy that was very misleading of the ad to list that as a very good plus album. That album's in poor condition. That's why you have to pay a little more at Collectico. Let's see, how long have I been going? I don't want this to be too long. Okay, 10 minutes. I was thinking 15 minutes might be long enough. I definitely won't go over 30. And if anybody has something else to do and you're here and you need to go, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to be opening vinyl and prattling on. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a couple more, and I'm going to get to a little something else. The part about some stuff I'm going to send a surfer for him to rip, his type of ripping. Something I came across that he's really going to like. All right, what do we have here? This is from Collectico, and it is REO Speedwagon. I love me some REO Speedwagon. And this one, when Collectico tells you that an album is in whatever condition they state it's in, it is. This album is very nice. Yeah. All right. Here we go, a little REO. You see, my taste in music varies a lot, from Billy Idol, Johnny Cash, REO Speedwagon. I was looking a while ago. I have an album I really want to listen to that that I found at a estate sale, and this would be the one of those that's like not in the rock and roll category, not in the classic country category. It's called Taj Mahal. This album's from 1972, and I expect this to be like the blues sort of music. Yeah, I went online and looked up Taj Mahal to see who that was. So pretty interesting stuff there. Okay, this one came from Chicago, Illinois. So this is another Discogs purchase. I sure hope it turns out better than that other Discogs purchase. The guy in Nebraska that hosed me. Thanks a lot, J.E. Monk. I don't know if they have a return policy like eBay does. If they do, I don't know. Okay, hey, there we go. I mentioned him earlier. This has an outer sleeve. You see, a vinyl album comes with shrink wrap on it, right? You shouldn't take that off. And eventually it may come off. And as soon as it does, you need an outer sleeve like this. You buy them at Walmart, you buy them at the record store back in the old day. And you keep from getting that wear that you see on so many albums. And a lot of them, they're like the skull cans in the back of people's pockets, you know, that circle where it's worn on the face of the album. That's bad. And the inner sleeve is important. And so in those packs, like I buy the packs at Walmart, and there are 25 outer sleeves. They're these just like this plastic sleeve, and 25 inner sleeves to protect the vinyl so that it's so yeah, here we go. Elton John, glad to have it. And what's up next? Queen, Greatest Hits. I had this album in, I don't know when it was, probably the early 1980s sometime. I bought it new at the record store in Pearsall, Texas, and I traded it for something to a friend of mine named Danny Kessler, and always, and this Greatest Hits may have come later. I don't remember what my Queen album was that I traded Danny. It may not have been this one. I'm not sure what year this is. But in any case, we got quite a pile of cardboard here to clean up. Okay, but one more, and then we'll get to the stuff that's going to Surfer. And it's a garage sale suitcase that I found. It has some pretty interesting stuff in it. Some things I've never seen before. Okay, ripping vinyl. What's in here? No clue. You get to see it first. What is it? I don't know. Oh, Leonard Skinner. So I would like to collect every one of the Leonard Skinner albums. This one's called Leonard Skinner's Greatest Innards. Very nice, right? Okay, good. So I ripped vinyl. That's it. I have more, and I don't know. If you give me some feedback, if this is fun or worth doing, I will. I've got enough to do at least another session about that long of ripping vinyl. As I've still got these two. This one's got quite a few in it, obviously, and then there's probably 4 or 5 more over there. But that won't be a long-term thing because I'm not going to keep buying these albums. I'm getting pretty close to having my crates full, and it's expensive. I can't afford it. I would love to do this the rest of my life. Just go buy the albums that I think are cool and try to get them at a good price, but it costs too much. Can't do it. Okay, here we go. This is a $20 suitcase. I got this suitcase and everything in it for $20. And I'm going to go through this right quick. There are quite a few books in here. Yogi Berra book. I bet that's an interesting read. Yogi Berra is quite a dude. So many yogi-isms. I bet you know some of them. Baseball's Record Breakers. I don't think you're going to be too interested in the books. There's a really old book here, Vita, his own story about Vita Blue. And I was looking through this in my garage when I got home the other day, and I saw that this book is a library book, and it was checked out of the Huntsville Public Library in June the 20th of 1973. You know what? I bet the overdue fees on this book are pretty up there. You know what I ought to do? I ought to drive. Huntsville's about probably less than 2 hours from here. I should go to the Huntsville Public Library and tell them I want to return this book. I want to know how much my overdue fees are from June of 1970. What did I say? 1973. Anyway, more books. This all about baseball card collecting. So I'll send that to A Surfer again. So he'll have a guide about how to collect cards. I'm sure he needs that. Okay, so check this thing out. This is in this suitcase. This is a Hank Aaron card, and I push this little thing up. And if you look on the back of this card, I doubt if you can see it, but this is like a little album. It has grooves, like you can play it. And this is the player. This is like a little turntable. And it has a little instructions here what to do to put this in and place it in just the right place to where it's centered. It kind of locks in when the hub gets lined up. And it's called the Sports Talk. And the idea, and I guess when you turned this on, I don't know if it would be Hank Aaron talking or somebody talking about his statistics or who he was. I don't know, because I put batteries in it, and unfortunately it does not work. But I never knew any such thing existed. And I'm guessing this is probably something from maybe the 60s or 70s by the looks of it. I don't know. I have to Google search it and look that up. That's pretty cool. Okay. This is a VHS tape, Shortstop to Success, Ozzie Smith, and it is unopened. The cellophane, the shrink wrap is still on it. And it says inside is a special gold glove picture of Ozzie enclosed. So, yeah. Just for $20, a suitcase like this, if somebody's into collecting stuff, it's pretty cool. This will be going to A Surfer. And I had told him it was unopened, and I think I was mistaken about that. It appears unopened, then I realized the cellophane is off of it. This is a 1990 Fleer baseball, logo stickers and trading cards, and I figured out what this is, why this box is so big. This is the whole set, 660 cards and 45 stickers. But they all seem to be in here. It's full. So there won't be any ripping involved, but you can sure open them and show them or whatever. And I know he loves old cards and stuff like that, and I'll be glad for him to have it. And that's headed to Hawaii, and I'm gonna ship it via the U.S. mail this time. I learned my lesson about that. Don't ship things to Hawaii via UPS ground. How UPS ground gets something to Hawaii is a whole nother matter. But I did that, and it was pretty expensive. But I've learned my lesson. Okay. Here's a little, what you call it, like a binder with the cover missing. But these are players of the 80s. It has all these cards, and they're in the protective sleeves. And there's some pretty big stars in here. I'm not going to go through them all. But I'll leave that to A Surfer. This is going his way as well. And so this is what I find most interesting, and I have no idea. These may be totally worthless. You can see they're like baseball cards, but they're oversized. And whoever bought these at some point in time, obviously decades ago, they felt like they were worth framing. They've come off the center in the frame, I think, or they were just really poor at framing them. But Joe Morgan and Pete Rose, pretty big names. And the other one is even more amazing because it is Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays. And I have not gotten around to Google searching or trying to find out exactly what these are. They're not standard trading cards. They're much larger. And I don't know if these are printed many, many, many years after they were long gone, or if these were like era, maybe from the 50s or something would be better. 50s or 60s. But anyway, that's pretty cool right there. I'm going to look into that. And I had what I thought, and I mentioned in my bike ride, this is the Nolan Ryan baseball, and it is not autographed. This is a printed thing. I actually have one of these. It says 5,000th strikeout, 822.89, 300th win, 731.90, and 27th major league season. And this is just like a souvenir ball you could buy at the ballpark, at the stadium or something. Not autographed, but it's still cool. And here's another box of cards that'll probably be headed to a surfer. And they've been opened and put into this protective case. And Jack Morris is the one in the front. Pretty sure Jack Morris is in the Hall of Fame. So there might be some good stuff in here. Anyway, so I've been prattling on for almost 25 minutes. And see if there's anything else. Charley Pride performed in the bar down the street from me. That's cool, Tiffany. So I will tell you my Charley Pride story. I actually had a brush with fame, I guess you could say. Like I mentioned earlier, my dad was a roper, a calf roper, and every year he roped. We lived in South Texas, so he definitely roped every year in the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo and the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo was always at Joe and Harry Freeman Coliseum back then, the Freeman Coliseum. So back then, like if you go to a rodeo now, they have this stage that comes out, and I don't know what's underneath it, motorized thing, but it's this big old stage thing. It's almost like the stage in a concert hall that they somehow get out to the middle of the rodeo arena. When I was a kid, it wasn't like that. So the day we were at the rodeo, my dad was the calf roping was up next. So I was down by the gate into the arena, down by where my dad was, and before the calf roping was the show, the entertainment. And that day it was Charley Pride. And here comes Charley Pride. And back then they pulled the performer out. It was a tractor with a like a hay wagon, a big flatbed wagon. And the band was all up on the wagon and everything, and the entertainer and everything. And I was standing there by the gate. And as they go by, there's Charley Pride. He's a big fellow. Charley Pride's like 6'4", so I don't know, big man. He's up on this trailer and he looks down at me. I'm probably about maybe 9 or 10 years old or something. And I don't know, our eyes met and he winked at me like, cool. So after my dad roped and everything, got back, met up with my parents. And I told my dad, Charley Pride winked at me. He thought that was pretty cool. He said, well, maybe he knows you like his music. So I used to run around the house singing Kalijah all the time and stuff. Anyway, so there's my Charley Pride story. Everybody, I thank you so much. I thank you so much for coming in. I enjoyed doing this. I was really apprehensive about doing a live of this nature, coming up with this idea, kind of copying what Eddie Surfer does, only with albums. But I think I'm pretty happy with it. And yesterday didn't work out, but got the problems solved. And you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. God bless you. I love you, folks. I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm out of here as soon as I can figure out which. I might have to turn my computer off to make this go away.